Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our UEIP information session. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. And we sincerely do apologize for the delay. Welcome, everyone. I see you all. Can't mention names, but good evening, everyone, and welcome to our UEIP information session. Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Again, I do apologize for the delay in starting the information session. So without more further ado, I would want to bring in our president so that we can kick off since we're already behind time. To discuss our UEIP information about our UEIP. Hold on. I just want to bring on our president. Hello, Madam Oriemi, can you hear me?
Hi, Lady. Good evening. I can hear you.
There you are.
Good evening.
We're already.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I had apologized for the delay, the slight delay. That was because of issues beyond our control. All right, welcome, welcome everyone to our UEIP information session. Here we want to talk about our forthcoming Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Incubation Program. We want to answer your questions, and we want to also provide information that you may already know or that you don't know about the incubation program, and to ensure that people apply with ease and apply correctly. All right, my name is Chioma Ezewane, and I'm the coordinator of Campus Kit. And with me on the call this evening is our able president, Mrs. Oriyomi Adebari. Thank you for joining us this evening. All right, so we just want to, like I said earlier, talk about the undergraduate entrepreneurship incubation program. But before we do that, we just want to again quickly introduce Biodu and Ibikunle Foundation. Yes, Biodu and Ibikunle Foundation founded in 2019, and thankfully this is the 5 years. We are 5 years this year, 2024, and it's been amazing. It's been really great, and we were established primarily to support small businesses, entrepreneurs with seed capital, seed grants, and training. We train entrepreneurs as well, and we also provide advisory services. This is majorly what Biodo and Indicable Foundation represents. However, we have other programs that we do in the area of education, healthcare, but we're not going to get into that right now because what we are here to talk about majorly is the Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Incubation Program that supports entrepreneurs in tertiary institutions in Nigeria with seed capitals, trainings, and advisory services to help them scale their businesses. Right. We have some questions already that I would want to ask the president for her to kindly respond and provide information on. And we will also take questions from viewers or people that have logged on that are on this call with us at this moment. Any questions that would require an answer to, please would be so glad to answer any question that you may have. All right, so we're going to kick off with an understanding of what UEIP is and what it's all about. So over to you, President. Please, can you kindly explain to us what the UEIP is and what it entails? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chioma. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone, once again. And my name is Oriyomi, as Chioma has rightly introduced me. And what we do at Bioda and the Bukule Foundation is we provide entrepreneurial training, mentoring, and asset grants to entrepreneurs, like Chioma said. So when we started in 2019, we started with a focus on mainstream entrepreneurs. By mainstream entrepreneurs, I mean,
Oh, I think the network is.
yeah, apologize. By mentioning entrepreneurs, I mean people that are already out of school, or maybe people that didn't go to university, but they are running their businesses already, not undergraduates now. So that's what I mean by mainstream entrepreneurs. So we're doing that from 2019, 2020, 2021. But even when we were doing that, we started noticing that we were getting applications from student entrepreneurs across Nigeria. So these were student entrepreneurs that have their own businesses, and then they also wanted the support of the foundation. But because we realized that uh, running a business as a student is slightly different from running a business when you're already out of school, we then decided to design a special program for undergraduate entrepreneurs across Nigerian universities, and that's why the EIP came about. So we launched EIP first. We launched the Campus Kit program late 2021 at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and then in 2022 we opened applications for the Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Incubation Program as a program to support student entrepreneurs in Nigerian tertiary institutions. So this includes people in university, polytechnics, monotechnics, colleges of education across Nigeria. And this, so that's what the UIP is about. And what we do, like we have emphasized and we'll probably keep emphasizing before we finish this program, is that we provide entrepreneurial training, mentoring, and asset grants for entrepreneurs. So we do not give cash. Let me mention this upfront. We do not give cash grants, but we provide entrepreneurial training, mentoring, and asset grants for undergraduate entrepreneurs in Nigerian tertiary institutions. And the more reason why we created the program, in addition to actually addressing a need we noticed, was the fact that student entrepreneurs, we recognize that the fact that they decide to start something for themselves while still in school, it shows that they are ready to provide employment for themselves. They are not waiting to get white collar jobs when they leave school. They actually already saw that, yes, Nigeria, the number of white collar jobs in Nigeria is dwindling day by day. So instead of waiting till they get out of school to start running after uh, white collar jobs and all of that, they decided to start something right from school that they were able to grow even outside of school, to keep themselves engaged, and yeah, to keep themselves engaged and even to employ other people, because definitely the business will grow and they'll become providers of employment to others. So that's part of why we actually created the program. So thank you.
Thank you so much for answering that very important question and for putting it out there that we do not provide cash grants but asset grants. All right. So my next question will be, who can apply for the UIP program?
All right, then. So this has already been addressed, but let me just clarify it again for all our viewers. The people that are eligible to apply, to be eligible to apply for this one, you must be an undergraduate, emphasis on undergraduate. So that means if you are a master's student of a university, you cannot apply. So you must be an undergraduate student of a university, a polytechnic, a monotechnic, or a college of education. And of course, we would know because you must have a valid ID card or admission letter as part of your application. So in case you're wondering, how would we know? Yes, you have to attach a valid ID card as part of your application or your school admission letter. So those are the people that can apply strictly for undergraduate entrepreneurs in Nigerian tertiary institutions.
Thank you so much for that response. And then I'll be moving on to the next question, which is, what are the requirements to apply?
Okay.
Requirements.
All right then. So the first requirement, which we have said over and over, is one, you must be a valid, recognized, genuine undergraduate student of a Nigerian tertiary institution with a valid ID card. So that's one thing that qualifies you. Two, you must be not just an undergraduate student, you must be an undergraduate student with a business. So that means you've already started your business, you've registered it with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So that's also very important for us. Your business must be registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. So those are those are the first two main prerequisites for anyone wanting to apply. One, you must be an undergraduate entrepreneur. That means you are a student entrepreneur of any Nigerian institution, and then your business will be registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So in addition to that, other things that we also look out for is that your business will be registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. You must have a one-year business plan as part of your application. It's stated right there when you get to the application process, and then you should also have a business account as part of your as part of the prerequisites. So those are the the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 major prerequisites to apply for the UIP.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure that our listeners are getting this information and they are taking note of all the points that we're raising. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be taking questions at the end of the session. So if you have a question that haven't already been answered in this this session that we're having, please do put down your questions together and we'll take questions at the end of the session. All right, the next question is the application process. What is the application process?
All right, thank you. The application process is in two-way, and by two-way, what we mean is that there are two stages. So the first step, or the first stage, so to say, is to record a 60 seconds video pitch. 60 seconds, 1 minute, yeah, nothing longer than 60 seconds. So you record a 60 seconds video pitch telling us about introducing yourself, your business, and why you want to be selected to participate in the UIP. That's one. And then there are some rules guiding the video pitch also. One, the video pitch should be recorded in a well-lit background. So that means your face must be clearly visible and your voice must be audible. So we know that we'll be straining to hear what you are saying. And then we also we are also discouraging the use of background music. So fine, we know that people over the years, people try to let me use the word jazz. They try to spice up their video applications by using background music in the course of editing it or something. But then because we are going to be posting it on YouTube, YouTube always flags those videos for copyrighted content. So please do not use background music in your application video. So let me just reiterate. One, the video must be recorded in a well-lit background. Your face must be clearly visible. Your voice must be audible. Do not use background music in your video. And if possible, if you have a workspace where you use for your business, let me just for an example. Let's say you are a tailor or a shoemaker or something. You can record your video in your workshop where we would see your work tools, your machine or something where at least something that shows where you run your business. And if you do not have a workspace, we are not saying you should go and rent a workspace. It's just a suggestion that if you already have a workspace, maybe even in your room or somewhere, and it shows your tools and all of that, you can record your video pitch there. And then after you record your video pitch and you have edited it as you wish without adding any background music, you then post your video pitch on your business Instagram handle. This is also very important. The video pitch must be posted on your business Instagram handle, not your personal Instagram handle.
Thank you.
That's the first step of the application process. Then the second step now is to visit our website. That's www.altfinance.tech. The link is on our Instagram bio, and the link is also on the flyers. So you visit altfinance.tech and you create an account. So after you create your account on altfinance.tech, you'll get an email in your inbox you can also check your spam, your junk folders. So you check that email in your inbox, you activate your account. There will be a token sent to you to activate your account. So after you've activated your account, you log into your account dashboard, and on the list of menu, you will see an apply for grant option there. So when you click on apply for grants, you then choose the grant you want to apply, because we have two grants. We have the Seed Invest Acceleration Program and we have the UEIP. So it's only the UEIP that is open now. So you click on the UEIP and it will lead you to a website where you can then fill out the UEIP application form. So after, as part of that UEIP application form, there's a part of it where you have to paste the Instagram video pitch link. The link to your Instagram video pitch is a part of the form where you have to paste that. So you paste that link at that point, and then you fill all the other details and you submit your application. So to reiterate again, it's a two-way application process. One, the video pitch, and then the two, the application form via altfinance.tech.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response. You know, the essence of this thing that we're doing today is just to always bring people or provide information, or like, of course it is an information session, but you know, sometimes people go with the old knowledge. Oh, I already know how it is done.
Yeah.
But information is king. You can never say you've known it all, because we keep on evolving, things are changing. In the past, we didn't used to, this wasn't the process, the application process, right? So it keeps on changing, and this is the benefit of staying on top of the information. You know, if you're interested in something, you want to like get every information. You don't want to run by what someone had told you or how you feel it was done in the past. So thank you so much for that response. My next question would have been to discuss in detail the process, but you have already gone ahead to do that. So I'll quickly go into the next question. So, what happens after the application?
Okay, so that's a great question, because of course it doesn't end at the application. So after, you must have uploaded your 60 seconds video pitch and filled out the application form, and including your 60 seconds video pitch. The review team then reviews your application, and so review application. We first check if you have satisfied basic prerequisites, and then we then look at your video pitch also. Does it meet all the stated conditions that we have mentioned? So we check those two. The review team reviews all of that information, and then if your pitch and your submission qualifies, your video pitch will be reposted on our Instagram handle and on our YouTube channel. So what happens afterwards is, after you submit, for you to know that your pitch or your submission is okay, then it has to be reposted on our YouTube channel and our Instagram handle. So after that is done, you'll be notified, and then you then need to canvass for votes from your friends, your community, your colleagues in school, etc., your church members. So you canvass for votes, and you get them to like the Instagram video, and then also go to YouTube, subscribe. They must follow us on Instagram and YouTube before they can comment or like your pitch. And then afterwards, we are going to allow, the whole application period is from January 29 to February 25, and then we might give a few more days for voting after that. So after all of that and the voting and everything has ended, then the review team will then now shortlist. So there will be a first shortlist of participants for the incubation period. So because the UEIP is broken down into about 3 to 4 stages, there's the application period, there's the incubation period, and then after the incubation period, there will be a review session. So what happens after the application and voting period is that there will be a short list of successful participants that will participate in an 8-week incubation period. So what happens during the incubation period is that this is where entrepreneurial training happens. We already, over the years, we've worked with an erudite class of trainers, business professionals, career professionals, and they come to teach topics that are important to entrepreneurs. So the 8-week incubation period is a training period where you will be taught different topics: financial management, digital marketing, content creation, branding, that's graphic design and branding, how to ensure that your business is sustainable, developing a business plan. And like I'll make reference to something Chioma mentioned, because nothing is static in life. Like nothing is static, change is constant. We didn't used to have the altfinance.tech as part of the application period, but then we evolved and we included that. The same thing, training curriculum. When we started, we had some topics we were teaching, but then over the years, we get feedback from participants and then we improve on the topics that we include. So our curriculum for this year has been updated again to include more topics than we used to cover. And whoever gets in, just know that you're in for a great time for the incubation period. And this is something that we always reiterate for people that come through the UEIP. If all you get in the UEIP is to participate in the incubation period, I can assure you that your business, you have no problem. If eventually you do not even get the asset grant, whatever you learn in the incubation period is enough for you to make more than enough money to get whatever assets that you want to get. So just to recap and summarize. After you've submitted your application form and your video pitch, the review team will review it, and if successful, it will be reposted on our IG and YouTube channels for voting. After we repost it, you will be notified so that you can canvass for votes. And then when after the voting period, a first shortlist will be released, and the shortlist are the people that will go through the incubation period. And then after the incubation period, there will be another shortlist of people that will go to the review session. And then after the review session, we then announce our beneficiaries. So really, that's just the summary of the whole process. And of course, more information will be released during the incubation period also. But for now, for this stage, that's just the process. A short and concise summary of what happens after you submit your pitch.
Thank you so much for that very concise response. You've basically touched on every other thing. We can even wrap it up from here. But for the benefit of people that just joined us and those that have some questions that haven't been answered over here, please get your questions ready, as we are going to be taking questions now, in a few minutes. So you have basically mentioned everything. You've talked about when when we're commencing, but I want you also to help us put it out there. When is the UIP commencing?
All right. Of course, that's a great question. So the EIP commences tomorrow, January 29. That's the application period starts tomorrow, January 29, and then it ends February 25. So that's about 4 weeks for application. So even if, let's assume you don't meet all our prerequisites yet, of course, except for, oh yes, I think I omitted one. Aside from having a registered business with the CAC, the business must have been operational for at least 6 months. So aside from trying to maybe quickly register as a student or trying to have a business that is up to 6 months, all the basic prerequisites is that you can probably get it fixed within the 4 weeks application period. And then, so really, application process starts January 29 tomorrow, and it ends February 25. So let me just recap that part again, because I just realized I omitted it. As part of the prerequisites, your business must be registered with the CAC and must have been operating for at least 6 months. So those are the prerequisites. And then to also clarify, because when we both mentioned asset grants, people probably will not understand what asset grants are. So let me also explain that. By asset grants, what we mean is that let's assume let's assume there's a machine and equipment that you need to improve your current production process. Then we can support you with that at the end of the program if you are successful, if you are one of our beneficiaries at the end of the program. So that's what we mean by asset grants. So we don't give cash grants, but we give asset support.
Fantastic. It's best to put it out there on time because people always ask
Yeah.
this question when they see the tune, the amount that that we had said that we're going to give out, the thing that you're going to get the cash grants.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, our focus is to give you um empower your business with your tools and accessories that you need to the tune of amount. So let us just clarify that and sort that out now because people always ask ready to take questions if you have questions. So thank you so much, President. Thank you so much for all the fantastic responses. And thank you so much to everyone that has joined us from when we started, still here till now, and the ones that joined us midway. And thank you so much for joining us in this session. So we want to take questions. If you have questions, please ask us any question that you have that we haven't responded or we haven't touched.
Yeah.
We're
And while we take questions, I also wanted to mention that if at all during the application period you run into any challenge, our DM is open, so you can shoot us a DM on Instagram, and you can also send us an email
yeah.
at sfis@buildanibukule.org. So we are very open. We want you to actually apply and benefit. And okay, so there's a question which is a great question. I'll just leave it to Chioma to. Have you seen the question?
Yes, I have. All right, thank you so much. And our first question is coming from Rayma Clothier. Thank you. She says, "Is the training physical or virtual?" I was going to say something about the training, but fantastic. So please help us, Madam President. Is the training physical or virtual?
It's virtual. It's virtual because we receive applications from all over Nigeria, and to make it possible and feasible for more people to participate, we make the trainings virtual. So the trainings are virtual and they happen on Saturdays. So that at least I know that to a very very large extent, except in rare cases, students hardly have weekend classes. So like I said, except in rare cases, I know that probably there might be weekend exams or something, but for the most part, classes are always during the week. So these are trainings are on Saturdays, just 2 hours every Saturday for 8 weeks, and before you know it, we'll be done. But of course, I also need to mention that the very first session will be on a Friday, but that's just an onboarding session and it's also still virtual. So
Okay. We do appreciate that question, Rayma Clothier. That is a very, very vital question. And we're still anticipating more questions. Within the next few minutes, we're going to close this session. So we're anticipating questions from anybody on the call that has questions to ask us. But I do want to point out that this training session is, in my opinion, and if you also ask those that have participated in the past, they will tell you that this training session is the most important part of this program. Trust me. I know that once we hear asset grants, we're going for the cash, we're going for the money, we're going for the gift immediately. But the knowledge, because we've been evolving. I won't be surprised very soon we'll just maybe open like an institution.
yeah, it's in the
But
works.
this
Just keep your fingers crossed.
I join these trainings sometimes and my mind is blown. The quality of people, professionals that come on to or that volunteer their time to us to impart knowledge, it is incredible. If that is like the president rightly said, if that is the only thing you are able to get out of it, you're not successful, you're not fortunate to be among the first 5 or top 5 that would receive the asset grant, and you make it into the incubation program, your life will never be the same. Trust me on that one. That's guaranteed. Like, it's a guarantee. Your life will never be the same. Because as an undergraduate entrepreneur, most times we start our business, let us just be real, we start it off as a hustle. We just need to make ends meet, right? But we started out and we make so many mistakes with zero knowledge, zero information. We just want to, oh, this thing is moving, I can make 1 or 2 cash to sustain myself, and then we're into it. But we don't know the basics to scale our businesses, to make our businesses grow, we make our businesses sustainable. It's a whole lot that you will learn. So my advice to anyone that is hoping to, or that wants to apply, is to go for, to put in their best foot forward, to go to ensure that they get into the entrepreneurship, the incubation program. That is my only advice. Once you get in there, let me just leave it to
Yeah. And I have I have a testimonial to share from one of our participants from last year. Okay, so our business name is BAMS Creatives. And okay, another thing that I probably should say before I share the testimonial is that over the years, anyone that participates in any Build and Ibikole Foundation program, like you can ask, you can check, like afterwards, they just keep getting grants and opportunities left and right and
because
center.
you
Like
never be the
it's
same.
confirmed.
The
Yeah,
way
it's really
you run
confirmed.
your
You
business,
can,
everything
yeah,
is brand.
you can ask the alumni of the foundation. Like we have so many of them, I could start listing. So let me now go to the testimonial. So one of the participants from last year, business angel is BAMS Creatives. She's in Ibadan. She owns a shoemaking business. So when she joined the UEIP during the incubation period, one of the classes that was taught was on digital marketing, and she applied what she learned. And even before we finished the incubation period itself, she shared this testimonial herself. She said she applied what she learned and she made her first sales on Instagram. And this was sales in 6-figure sales, according to her. So you can just imagine under how many weeks, or within 6 weeks of coming for classes, she applied what she learned and she made sales online for the first time ever. So okay, that's just one of the many testimonials that we have gotten from participants of the UAIP. And then even after the UAIP, we not okay. I also need to mention that at the end of the incubation period and review session, we are only going to support 5 beneficiaries with asset grants. But after the beneficiaries have been announced, there's also an opportunity for mentoring because, like I said, we provide training, asset grants, and mentoring. So, but the mentoring will commence at the end of after we've announced beneficiaries. But it applies to everyone that participates in the UEIP. So even if you do not get a grant, you can still be a part of the mentoring program as long as you are ready to put in the work required. So there will still be a 4-month mentoring program, and you'll be paired with mentors in your industry who would share knowledge with you, who would hold you, guide you on some important decisions for your businesses. So really, UEIP is just like a gift that keeps on giving. You get the training, some will get the asset grants, and you still get mentoring. So really, you have after you pass through the UIP, there shouldn't be any excuse for why your business would not grow. There
Thank,
shouldn't be.
thank you.
Yeah. So there's a question. Let me just
Grace Bimo asked how many weeks the incubation program would, the duration
be
for
for.
the incubation period.
Okay.
Thank you
It's 8
for that.
weeks. It's 8 weeks. Our current plan, okay, yeah, which is also on IG. We put the timeline for the UIP on IG already. So the timeline for the incubation period is 8 weeks. It will start March 8th and it will end April 20. All things being equal, by God's grace, no civil, no any unrest or economic wahala. So that's the calendar we intend to follow.
Thank you so much for that. And this incubation period, like we mentioned earlier, is virtual. We are not summoning you to any physical location. It's virtual. And if you get in, you're successful, you would share the links every week for you to join of course, we have a group where you would be, and then we'll share all information. And this training happens on Saturdays. So yes, we make sure that we've picked out a day of the week that we believe would be convenient for most people to attend. And this is just, the training is usually for a few hours, about like 2 hours, and before you know it, it's done, and everybody continues or moves about with their businesses or the business of the day. So please, like I said earlier, if you do not get, I mean, you're not lucky to be among the top 5, do your best to get into the incubation program. It will do you a lot of good. The knowledge that you will gain through that program would never let you settle or remain in the same place where your business is or was prior to, joining the program. That is a guarantee. We can just keep on. It's not bobo. The president has said testimonials, and me has said nobody told. This is just, go for
Yeah.
it. You would share the experience yourself. So thank you so much, everyone that has joined. We haven't received any more questions, so I would assume that we've answered every vital question regarding the UEIP. And thank you again for those that have joined, that have been here since we started, still here right now. Thank you so much. I just want us to, we're rounding off now, and I wanted us to just out. We've talked about so many things. We've talked about the UEIP, what it is, the requirements, who would apply. If you didn't join us earlier, I suggest you go back to this video and replay, because we're going to be saving it on the platform. Please get all the vital information, because like I said, the information is very key, and we keep on evolving, we keep on changing our processes. So if you rely on the knowledge of yesterday, you would make a mistake. We have so many things, we receive reviews, and we apply them to get ourselves to where we, to a better place. Let me just use that word. So in summary, I want Madam President, if you would oblige me to just give us pointers. What are the don'ts as far as UIP is concerned? Just for the people that are here, as we're rounding off, we don't have any more questions. We've talked about everything regarding this, but let us just hear from you. What are the don'ts, do not do, in terms of this UIP?
Okay. Oh yes, that's a great question, because yes, over the years, of course, we've had different experiences. So one of the major don'ts is when it comes to the voting stage. Please, please, and please do not buy votes. Do not buy votes. Do not get robots or something to be voting for you. We have a way to track. The algorithm will actually show. So we have a way to track. So number one don't is, do not buy votes. We want organic votes. By organic, we mean actually engage with your friends, your family, your colleagues, your church members to vote for you. Don't try to buy votes. That's number one. Number two, don't is, please and please and please, the UIP is for undergraduate entrepreneurs in Nigerian institutions. So if you are not an undergraduate entrepreneur, do not apply. If your business is not registered, I would say do not apply, because you really are not going to compromise on that prerequisite. That particular one, we do not compromise on it. So if your business is not registered, do not apply. And yeah, so those are the basic don'ts. And then also, don't record your video pitch in a dark background where we'll be struggling to see your face. We
Or noisy
understand that,
background.
yeah, over the years, we get applications from Muslim sisters, and we are not saying do not wear your hijab. Please wear your hijab, but wear it in a way that your face will still be visible. We can actually still probably see your face or something. So, and even if your face, of course, there are people that are totally covered. So we also understand that. But as much as possible, we want your face, we want to see your face so we know who we are engaging with. And then your voice must also be audible. So don't record your voice where we can't hear you. Also, don't include background music in your video pitch, because even in some cases, the background music will even be louder than your words. So don't include background music in your video pitch. So those are the major don'ts. Really, those are the major don'ts.
Yeah.
Don't buy votes. Don't apply if you do not qualify. That is, if you are not an undergraduate entrepreneur with a registered business with the CAC. And then don't include background music in your application. And yeah, so those are the major don'ts, really.
There are other ones that we've already talked about in the course of this
Yeah,
session.
in the course of the session,
Like,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
posting your video pitch on your personal
Yeah,
page. Post it on your
yes,
business page.
yes. On your business IG, Angel. Yes,
Yeah.
please. If you post it on your personal page, we are not going to touch it for anything. So it has to be a business page. And of course, we are not saying you should now go, if you do not have a business page and then you now quickly open one, it's not going to fly. Because we want to see evidence that you've actually been using that, your IG handle for business. So please and please use your IG business handle for your video page.
Thank you so much for that fantastic response. Thank you so much, President, for your time. We really do appreciate it. And thank you so
Oh,
much.
okay. Yeah, sorry to also intrude. Another don't, or rather, another thing to pay attention to, because over the years, we see people that only do one part of the application and then they omit the second part. So it's a two-way application process. There's a video pitch, which you have to record and upload on your business Instagram handle, and there's an application form, which you have to fill and submit. If you do only video pitch and you don't fill application form, your application is null. If you only submit application form and you don't do video pitch, your application is null. So you have to do both. Do the video pitch, do the application form, and submit for your application to be valid. And of course, like I already mentioned, if you run into any trouble, our DM is open. You can shoot us a DM, you can send us an email, we would respond to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We can't get it any better. So we're hearing from the horse's mouth. There's nothing more to say. And like she said, if you're in need of any further assistance or information, have other questions, please send us a DM. Our DMs are always open. We are going to respond. And to all that are hoping to and prepared to apply, I wish you all success, good success, and success. And thank you once again to all that joined this session. We do appreciate you. We do appreciate you, especially the president, for your time once again. And that would be it for us today for the UEIP information session. We took all the questions that we had here. So any other question that can come later, you can send us a DM like we've said. President, any final words before we call it a night?
All right. My final words will be one, to reiterate the purpose of the UAIP. Why we created the UAIP is to support student entrepreneurs who are doing, because we realize that to choose to start a venture while as a student is an amazing thing. So we created the UAIP because we want to support you to build a better and a sustainable business. So one, kudos to every student entrepreneur. That's number one. Two, if you decide to apply for the UAIP, we wish you nothing but success, because what we want to do while we exist as an organization is not just to support entrepreneurs because we have one free money that we have nothing to do with it. We want to support entrepreneurs so that these entrepreneurs can live better lives themselves, so that the staff that they employ can live better lives, so that more jobs will be created in Nigeria, and so that Nigeria would develop, would grow in the Committee of Nations, and our economy would become the destination for everyone that wants to invest. So that is what drives us as a foundation. And so if you choose to apply for UAIP, we wish you success. We wish you all the best. We look forward to having you on the program. And if peradventure you do not get in this time, it still does not stop you from applying again, applying to keep growing your business, because you are doing an amazing work as a student entrepreneur. And we only wish you nothing but success in everything that you do. So thank you for listening to us again. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for your interest in applying for the UAIP, because I'm sure everyone here is either interested personally or has a friend, a sibling, or a colleague that wants to apply. So thank you. We do not take your presence for granted. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Lady Chi, thank you so much for coordinating. I'm grateful.
I'm honored. Thank you, everyone. And we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining us, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, bye everyone.